In this lecture, you're going to learn how we turned this image into this image with Adobe Lightroom CC. Please join me now, and by the time you're done, you'll have done the edit with me. Okay, so first off, make sure you're in Tutorial 1 and you've clicked on the image of the lights. Let's go ahead and make resets here so we can start from scratch. The other way you can do it even faster is by right-clicking on Light, and if you hit Reset Light, it will reset all those settings. Reset Effect under each one of these will reset the entire dialog box that it contains. At this point, all of our settings have been reset. So let's jump in and figure out how we can do this. First off, we take a look at the image and I notice that the exposure is fine, but I feel like we could add a little contrast to give a little more pop between the bright and dark areas. Next up, I can tell that the shadows down here, in my opinion, are just not quite dark enough reset the way they were. I would prefer to push them to the left, say -19 in that case. I also think the blacks could be pushed down a little bit as well, because I want more zip between the bright and the dark parts of the image, and you can do that by pushing the darks a little further away from the brights. Now, I promised in the last tutorial that we'd use the color mixer, which again, if you click on the colored wheel there, will pop up, and here it is. Go ahead and click on yellow, and basically the color mixer allows you to select any color and then make luminant adjustments to that color individually, that particular part of the color spectrum. In this case, we're going to go to orange, and what we're going to do is we're going to go hue, and we're going to slide that to the right so that the oranges become a bit yellower. We're also going to bump the saturation up to +10, and then you can see that if we look at the luminance here, we can actually get those yellow parts brighter or darker by sliding. I actually like them to be a bit brighter, so we'll go +18. Next up, effects. Now, the only effect that I'd like to use in this particular case is, well, there's two of them, I guess. Clarity. We're going to push clarity all the way to the right, and you can see that now all the lines in the image really pop out. The next one will be vignetting. We're going to add a little bit of vignette to really draw the viewer's attention in on those lights, -11 in this case. We're then going to, well, let's reset it here, reset detail. We're going to noise reduction and color noise reduction all the way to 100 to try to drive out any artifacts that may be in the darker sections of the image. At that point, I'm going to click the key just below backspace, which will give me before, showing the original, and after. You can see what we've done is we've made this a much yellower image, a higher contrast image, and it really stands out now, which I really like. Let's go over one more time how we made those adjustments. We adjusted light using the slider dialog box, contrast +3, shadows -19, blacks -16. We then went into the color mixer channel and selected our oranges. +26 made it a more yellow image, +10 for saturation, +18 for luminance brought out the yellowness of the yellows. It made the yellows more saturated in color and brighter in tone. And then if we scroll down here, the effects, we added clarity, which really made the image pop out, and we added -11 for vignetting so that the edges of the image would be just a bit darker. Then we reduced the noise and we reduced the color noise to bring out or to eliminate any artifacts that may be in the shadows or darker images, or darker areas of that image. Here's what it looked like before. Here's what it looks like after. What I'm going to ask you to do now is reset all of your effects, pause this video, and do it again in a way that you think looks best. Maybe it'll look the same way I thought it did here. Maybe it'll look differently. The key is I want you to pause the video and do it again on your own to see if you can get close to what we've got here. I hope that's helped you understand how you can use the Adjust section of Adobe Lightroom CC to get a look and feel that you're after. Remember, all these adjustments are just tools for you to use to express your creative ideas and concepts to a watching world. I hope that helps. Join me next, because what we're going to do next is we're going to get into this dialog box, the crop dialog box. Join me for that.